You may have encountered it in your personal or professional life without even realizing it. A colleague who never seems to get the hang of tasks, a friend who constantly needs your help, or a partner who always messes up chores. Weaponized incompetence is a manipulative strategy where an individual intentionally portrays themselves as incapable of performing specific tasks to evade responsibility. This is a subtle power play that slowly shifts the burden of work onto others. As tasks are continually redirected, the victim finds their responsibilities and workload gradually increasing. This additional burden builds up subtly over time, making it hard for the victim to pinpoint when or how the imbalance began. One of the primary effects of weaponized incompetence is a significant increase in stress levels. As the victim takes on more tasks, they find themselves overwhelmed and under constant pressure to keep up with mounting responsibilities. This increased stress can lead to physical symptoms such as fatigue, sleep disturbances, and even lowered immunity. The psychological impact is equally significant. The victim becomes resentful and frustrated, questioning their own competence or wondering why their efforts seem insufficient despite working harder than ever before. Over time, these feelings can erode self-esteem and lead to burnout. Weaponized incompetence creates an environment where efficiency is compromised. As the victim struggles to manage an unreasonable workload, the quality of their work suffers. Deadlines may be missed, and mistakes can become more frequent. Furthermore, weaponized incompetence can also strain relationships, whether personal or professional. It fosters a dynamic of inequality, where one party is consistently overfunctioning while the other underfunctions. This imbalance can lead to conflict, mistrust, and dissatisfaction within the relationship or team. Recognizing weaponized incompetence can be challenging, as it often happens subtly and the impact is only felt over an extended period of time, as responsibilities shift from the manipulator to the manipulated. However, by being observant and aware, you can identify signs of weaponized incompetence. One of the most apparent signs of weaponized incompetence is consistent inability. If someone repeatedly fails to accomplish a task despite numerous explanations, demonstrations, and opportunities to learn, it might not be mere incompetence. The key here is the persistence of the inability despite ample chance for improvement. It's like they are stuck in a loop of failure that they don't seem interested in breaking, which leads to the tasks inevitably falling onto someone else's plate. Selective incompetence is another red flag. This occurs when an individual seems unable to perform specific tasks while displaying competence in other areas, often ones that they find more enjoyable or less burdensome. For instance, they might claim they can't understand how to do the laundry correctly but have no trouble assembling intricate pieces of furniture or playing complex video games. Their incompetence conveniently appears only in tasks they want to avoid, which is a clear sign of manipulation. Another hallmark of weaponized incompetence is a distinct lack of initiative. People employing this tactic will rarely show any interest in learning new skills or improving their abilities in areas where they claim incompetence. They don't make an effort to change or grow. Instead, they rely on others to complete tasks for them or rectify their purported mistakes. This lack of initiative extends beyond the simple desire to avoid certain tasks. It's a strategic move to ensure that others continue picking up their slack. Recognizing weaponized incompetence is only half the battle. Addressing it is where the real challenge lies. It requires patience, tact, and assertiveness. Open communication is many times the cornerstone of addressing any issue you might have with others, and this is definitely the case when you come up against weaponized incompetence. It's essential to express your concerns about this behavior in a manner that is assertive but not confrontational. This delicate balance ensures that the conversation remains productive and focused on the issue at hand. Assertiveness is crucial in these discussions. You need to articulate your feelings and how the other person's consistent inability or unwillingness to perform tasks affects you and potentially others around you. When communicating your concerns, it's vital to focus on the behavior and its impacts rather than the person. Personal attacks or criticism can put the other person on the defensive, potentially escalating the situation and hindering resolution. For example, instead of saying, "You're always avoiding tasks," try framing it like, "When tasks are consistently not completed, it adds to my workload and causes delays." This approach highlights the effects of the behavior without directly blaming the person, making them more likely to engage in a constructive dialogue. The goal of open communication in this context is to encourage a productive conversation. You want to foster an environment where the other person feels comfortable acknowledging their behavior and discussing ways to improve. By focusing on the behavior and its impacts, you're inviting them to view the situation from your perspective, which can lead to greater understanding and cooperation. Setting clear and firm boundaries is an integral part of addressing weaponized incompetence. Establish what tasks are their responsibility, what you expect from them, and resist the urge to intervene, even when it's easier. Rather than taking over tasks and enabling a cycle of dependency, a more effective approach to addressing weaponized incompetence is to provide opportunities for the individual to learn and grow. This process involves guiding them through tasks, fostering an environment of open communication, offering constructive feedback, and encouraging persistence. The ultimate goal of providing learning opportunities is to empower the individual to perform tasks correctly and reduce their reliance on others. As they gain confidence in their abilities, the cycle of weaponized incompetence can be broken. This not only benefits the individual but also improves the overall efficiency and harmony within the relationship, team or workplace. Recognizing weaponized incompetence is the first step in addressing it. By keeping an eye out for consistent inability, selective incompetence, and a lack of initiative, you can identify and confront this manipulative behavior. Remember, everyone can have areas of genuine incompetence, but when it's weaponized, it becomes a calculated act of manipulation. Understanding the signs helps in differentiating between the two, enabling a more balanced and fair distribution of tasks and responsibilities. Addressing weaponized incompetence can be a delicate process. It requires open communication, setting firm boundaries, and providing learning opportunities. By following these strategies, you can mitigate the effects of this behavior and promote a more balanced and productive environment. Remember, it's not about pointing fingers or placing blame, but about fostering a culture of shared responsibility and mutual respect. For more information about narcissists and narcissistic abuse, visit www.carlacorelli.com.